I find myself back at the pool in Uden.
Yeah.
Well, we saw each other a little over a month ago when you were here with Cyan.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're back here with a different band, Karnataka. Do I say it correctly?
I say it Karnataka.
Okay.
Karnataka. I think it's pronounced like that. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But yeah, pronounce it however. Yeah, Karnataka. Yeah.
How long are you playing with them?
Yes, I think I joined just before the pandemic. So we were set to do a bunch of shows, and then everything just ground to a halt. You know. Yeah, we were rehearsing, ready for the tour, and then the pandemic just cancelled everything.
Yeah.
And beyond, you know. But no, it's great to finally be back doing, you know, full-on touring. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's fantastic. Yeah, we were twiddling our thumbs a few years ago, and now it's chaos, utter chaos again. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ian.
I'm Satari.
We're from Karnataka.
And you're watching LiveProg.
I understood that the last Karnataka album was released last year.
Yeah.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
And you're playing on it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's great. It's a lovely album. It's very cinematic, and it's the one word that we kept using that was, you know, brought to mind was epic. It was like an epic sounding record, and yeah, Ian's songwriting is very different to the other stuff that I lay my guitar parts down to, like obviously the Tangent, and the Cyan stuff. It's very cinematic, and it's quite subtle in its chord progression approaches. So when I come to write the guitar parts for it, it's a very different approach. Again, you know, there's dynamics, a big dynamic range in the music, but no, I had a lot of fun making big noises on that record. But there's very soaring lead sounds and tones and stuff. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, and there's some quite delicate sounds going on that create motifs and melodies and things like that. But yeah.
Well, was it getting a bit out of your comfort zone in this with this album?
Maybe not so much, but it was just different, I suppose. Yeah, it was just a very different thing. I'm quite comfortable in the rock and the metal and the progressive world. Obviously, been doing it for quite some years now. Yeah, I'm 35 now, and I've been doing it since during the Tangent when I was like 21, I think, something like that. Yeah, it's,
all right.
Yeah, not so much a newbie anymore to the world of prog, but no, it's just different, really. Yeah, it's a different thing.
Yeah, because I noticed you do play in several bands, and is that to keep things fresh for you, or get some challenges?
It's just the way that the modern musician is these days. If you want to pursue a career in music, unfortunately, you can't do it with one band unless you're one of the big, the big band. The Floyds, the Genesis, the King Crimsons and stuff. It's just not sustainable to be. I'd much rather be doing music in other bands than do one band and then have to do something which I don't love doing.
Yeah, I understand.
Maybe delivering for Amazon. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just, if you can do it in music, why not? Yeah. But I teach. That's like kind of my day job. Love teaching guitar, actually. I've got some great students, very funny students. And they're all brilliant. Yeah, they're all very different from ages 11 to 84. Yeah, a huge range.
That's quite a range.
Yeah, and some people complete beginners, which is, I have to remind myself, I've got Sarah's, my partner's guitar, she's right-handed. I'm right-handed as well, but I play left-handed. Yeah, very strange. But I have to borrow her guitar and then just remind myself how difficult it is to play from the start. You know, so I don't go, come on, you know. Not that I'd do that anyway, but yeah, from complete beginners to quite experienced musicians. Some guy came to me. He knew more scales and modes and theory than I did, but he had a hard time kind of piecing all the puzzle together. So he came to me. At the beginning I was kind of feeling, why have you come to me? You know, more than me on guitar. And then found out that it was about melody, really. It was about creating the melody, which I kind of, I think just my brain decides to put it into a melodic order. Always the tune comes first with me and my music, definitely. And whatever I write, the guitar parts too, it's always the melodic side of it that comes out first, really. But yeah.
Okay. With these different bands, have they asked you, or do you like knock on a door in a band like, hey, do you need a guitar player, or how does it work?
No, I've not done that with any. They've always come to me. Yeah. I think through the very first time was I was on stage with Francis. He asked me to be a part of his progressive New Progressives album. It's called A Whole New World, and it had Stephen Rothery on it, Theo Travis, a few guys in the prog world, and we played at Bush Hall, and Stephen got up, Theo got up, and I got up to guest, and then that's the first time that I met Theo, and Theo then introduced me through MySpace, of all places, to Andy Tillison from The Tangent. Okay. So I got this MySpace message from Andy saying, hi, it's Andy Tillison from The Tangent. Theo put me in touch with you. Would you like to come and, you know, possibly audition for The Tangent? Yeah, so that's how that came about. So that was the very first time that I kind of got entered into the world of prog, really, properly.
Yeah.
Through Francis, through Theo, through Andy, and so I obviously did some albums with The Tangent. Com was the first one, very first album with The Tangent, and then through that I think Andy Edwards and Rob Reed heard that stuff, and maybe I think my own band Machine as well. And then they asked me to play guitar for Kiyama. So we did the Kiyama album together, which is great. Again, a different thing, you know. Loved writing the guitar parts for that. That was really cool. Yeah, the same with Ian. I think he must have heard some stuff that I'd done on my own, and maybe The Tangent. I think he asked me to do the Illuminate album first, that project of Ian's. So I laid the guitar parts down on that, and again that was very, very different sounding, very Celtic vibes going on, and and then he said he enjoyed it so much that, you know, asked me to be a part of Karnataka. So it all, inquiries and stuff, but it's very, very, it's very nice, very humbling that people are getting in touch, and but it's great, I love it all.
Amazing how that works. I mean, well, we just had the sound check, so I had a bit of a taste of what's coming, and I gotta say it sounds really good, and you really feel like you're, you know, in your element up there. You have a lot of pedals and everything there. How do you know which one to use? And has it ever happened that you put the wrong one?
Well, many times, It's so delicate, stuff like the Digitech whammy pedal, and it's a function where it can play an octave lower or an octave higher, or it can play many notes in between, and it's such a twiddly fiddly knob on there, and I've got these big boots on. We filmed the DVD the other night, and I just put it on this by accident because it's all the way down there, and I put it onto the wrong setting, and it just came out completely. I was like, oh god. So but yeah, you just learn it all, you know, you just learn it, you know, and it's not actually a complicated setup. Mine isn't really. It's just distortion, clean, and then just a few effects, really, delays, reverbs, that kind of thing. I used to have a really complicated pedal, which NASA could have used it, for example. Very good. I never, I only touched the surface with that thing, but no, my rig is pretty simplistic these days. Yeah,
I heard someone saying, I don't know, I think maybe Rob mentioned something, or someone else mentioned something, that when you were here with Cyan, you didn't have your own gear with you, or at least not all of it, and now you do.
Yeah.
How different does that affect you when you're on stage?
Yeah, it's mainly the amplifier.
Yeah.
So I had to borrow amplifiers over here when we come over here, because we fly with Cyan. We have been doing. I think that's going to be rectified. You know, I think it's better to drive really, but we don't mind sitting in the van, you know, and driving to the gigs. So to have your own gear, it's because you know it's the frequencies that are coming through. It's my amplifier's all tubes, so it pushes air, and I can just get that sound. You know, and I know where the sweet spots are on the guitar, and the amplifier that isn't mine just reacts very different. Okay. So you have to kind of very quickly learn where all the and it can be a bit different, difficult, but yeah.
I don't think anyone in the audience will really notice it, but I can imagine when you're on stage playing with it, then it's quite different. You mentioned being in a van. I saw on Facebook some videos, some sort of diary videos about the five of you in a van.
Yeah.
So how was that, driving around Europe for a couple of days from one venue to another?
It's great, yeah. It's a very fun band to be in. Everyone's real good energy. There's no ego in the band whatsoever, and it's just it's a very fun, casual time. But as soon as we get on stage, it's, you know, we're having lots of fun, but it's very, very professional as well. Okay. It's a real organised band. It's a joy to work with such talented musicians, and everyone's really amazing at what they do. So couldn't ask for anything more, really.
Oh, that's good to hear. Now, I picked up on that you are working on a solo project.
Yeah.
Can you say something about that? What?
Of course, yeah. Done a solo album yet. This will be my first one.
Okay.
But it's going to be in the style of a project, and it's called Soulshine. I've been writing this Soulshine album for a long time. A long time. Maybe 6, 7, 8 years or something.
Okay. Wow.
So it's been in the works for quite some time. But what it is so we were saying earlier about the rock and the metal and the progressive music, and which is one part of music that I adore it, I love it. But this is the other side of music that I enjoy as well. There's some rock there still, there's some progressive elements, definitely, but there's like R&B, neo-soul, funk, soul, jazz, you know, there's it's quite some...
That's quite different then,
varied, some different stuff. It's quite almost pop stuff going on. So there's a ton of different influences that I love to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was writing all this, and I had a few people in mind. I never thought that, once that that they'd be featuring on the album. So I've managed to compile a crazy kind of guest lineup of 20 guests.
20, wow, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, that's why it took so long to do as well.
Yeah.
Because you're getting these parts from all over the corners of the globe, and yeah, it just took a long time to do, and once you're doing all these other bands and teaching and working, trying to have a life at the same time.
That's important too. Yeah.
trying to be a good partner and have fun at the same time, but and then obviously all the troubles that come with life.
Yeah.
Life gets in the way, and that's one of the lyrics on one of the tracks. But the 20 guests, it was just astounding, really. During the pandemic, this is when I asked a few of the guests if they wanted to contribute to it.
Yeah.
And I sent them a couple of emails, so like Marco Miniman on drums, and even Guthrie Govan on guitar. So Daniel Gildenlow on vocals. I sent them an email just to see what they would say, basically.
Yeah.
And just amazing people, and they just came back to me saying, because they weren't really doing much as well. I think that might have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
But they said yeah, and I think they were expecting progressive metal music. No, that's not what they got. So Guthrie was quite surprised, and I think Daniel was, and they really got into it.
Okay.
And I was so amazed, and it was some of the most amazing stuff that I've ever heard them kind of do on my stuff, which was it just worked. Yeah. Really, really worked. So yeah, to get like this kind of star-studded lineup was amazing. Yeah, just every single guest on the album. We got Dylan from Kiama, Rob Reed, Peter Jones, Donovan Hepburn, Francis Dunnery. So there's a few people on it. Yeah,
that's going to be crazy. Interesting, because with such a lineup, you immediately think it's going to be prog, and then it's going to be something completely different. I think that will surprise a few people. I guess I got to be honest. I can't really wrap my head around how I have to picture that, how that will sound. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. At what stage are you now with that project?
So it's all finished.
It's finished. All right.
Yeah, it's all completely finished, and it's ready to be sent off to press.
Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully that will all be compiled and sent off within the next couple of weeks. So I'm looking for an August release. Very soon.
All right.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, yes, it's taken a while, but yeah, I know they say that the best things take their time, and this is. And I'm not doing an album like this ever again. Definitely not. It's just one of them things where, you only do once, really. Yeah. I know people say that, yeah, sure, but it's true. Yeah, it was so intensely detailed. There's the production fact. I'm a big, I produced it all myself, as well as writing it all. I produced it all myself, and. I just love the production world as much as the guitar world, and as much as music and composition. But the production side of it as well is a huge part. Yeah. The actual sound of the record, it really, really went to town on how it sounds, and so if you've got it's not an album to listen to on your phone, or you need it will really test your sound, your speakers and your sound system.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Tonight's last show of your tour, at least here. What are you going to do tomorrow? You going to sleep or?
No, I think we're going bowling in the morning. Because where we're staying, the hotel as a bowling alley. So we tried to go there today, and then we've got like hours to kill tomorrow. So I think we're going to have a few games of bowling, and then we'll drive to the Eurotunnel, which is a bit later in the day. We drop the van at Ian's, and then I'll grab my car, drive all the way up north, 4 hours, and then I'll be getting in at early hours in the morning. And then I'm teaching all day the next day, and then we're on to more of Karnataka shows.
More shows. Okay.
Yeah. So this
is not over.
No. This is show number 6 of 20.
Okay.
20 shows. Yeah.
You still have something to do.
Yeah, and I've got a blues band in the middle of this as well. Yeah, so we're doing some blues shows as well. As soon as there's another run of 3 or 4 Karnataka shows, and then I've got a day off, kind of, and then we do a blues band gig. Yeah. But again, that's something that's completely different that I'd love to get my teeth into. Yeah, so very different thing again. It's just music, you know. It just keeps it fresh, keeps it going. Yeah, love it.